everything looks proper. Let's get just a tad bit more light. Okay. Alright guys, so we're going to do something a little different today. I'm actually going to be working on my table on the tiles, right? Because Mason and I are going to be playing this Sunday, and I want to make sure that the tiles are complete or finished by Sunday, so that we'll be playing on the actual battlefield. So I'm taking some of my stuff and moving it off to the side, getting it out of the way. Stuff that we won't be using. Just clearing up a little work area. Really, that's all I'm doing. I'm just clearing up a work area. I do have a shipment, a rule book that I need to package up and put out in the mailbox before we get started. Mainly because my mailman normally runs during these Wargaming Wednesdays, and I don't want to miss him. I don't want my customer to miss out on something he's already paid for. So I'm gonna ship it. What he had purchased was the campaign book Wacht am Rhein. So now I have to try to remember where I put that book. Okay. I think it's in here. Yep, it's in here. All right. I've got boxes upon boxes of product all over the place. Okay, Wacht am Rhein, there it is. There she blows. Bam. Okay, perfect. Okay, we can close that box up and put this back on top of it. This right here is a bunch of Americans that I am putting together for my store, American Paratroopers. But they came out of the American Paratrooper Starter Army or whatever, and they came out of the American Paratrooper Starter Army. So I guess technically, if you were concerned about making an army for yourself, you would be making squads, maybe machine gun, maybe a mortar, maybe bazooka team or whatever, and you'd be using those troops for that purpose. Not I, said the fly. I don't know if you can see this, but I've got a little bit of a bit problem. And that's only like half of them. I've got a ton of other bits as well. And so a lot of my bits were the light machine guns, because you get 2 sprues well, actually 2.5 sprues make a squad, and you get a machine gun on every sprue. Right? And so and you only can put one machine gun in any squad. So I had a ton of these extra machine guns that so what I wanted to do is just make a bunch of machine gun teams. So 13 ounces. Okay, that's reasonable. Okay, give me a second. I know you guys can see me over here because I turned this camera on as well. Just yeah, so once we get this, oh wait, what's this? Hold on. I already forgot. How many ounces did I say? Damn. It was 13, right? Or 12 or 13? Oh, crap. I'm just going to mark it as 13. And I don't know why. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay, well, whatever. Let's make sure everything's good. Let's default. Okay, perfect. Okay, so while I slept, someone had ordered something else. Yay, you guys get to sit here and watch me package stuff up. That's great, Wargaming and Miniatures. But actually I was thinking about making this a longer than normal live stream. Mainly because the family's gone. I'm home all alone. My wife is away visiting her son. You notice how I said her son. He's my stepson. In ANOC. It's whatever the Air Force version of ANOC is. He's like an E8. Okay, so that's one. But now I got to find that other thing. It's the Russian anti-tank guns. Okay, where did I put those? I might have also put them in the same box here as well. Mainly because I was planning on building them and selling them as painted models for bolt action. But I also want to list them for sale. I want to list them for sale so that they don't just sit on my shelf for months on end. Because 6x7. Okay. I don't think I have a 6x7. I got a 6x5, 6x4. I got a 7x4. Give me a second. 7x4. I could probably put it in a 7x4. Oh no, maybe not. Because of the height. Crap. Okay. We'll figure this out. Yeah, that's... See, I was thinking I was just going to put it in here and lean it. It's not going to work. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any boxes that size, I don't think. Okay, what are these guys? 7x5. Okay, maybe. I have a feeling I might be able to put them in here. Let's see what we can do. I don't want to put this in a bubble wrap bag because it'll get crushed, I think. So, oh, denied. Okay. Wow, this is like the worst size box. I need a 7x6, and this all I have is 7x5s. I got bigger, but I don't know. I guess I could put that in a bag, a bubble wrap bag like this, and then maybe put some cardboard or something in there to stiffen it up. Because I'd hate to have to use a big box like that just to ship that little tiny thing. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm on a quest for a smaller box. I've got boxes all over the place. I mean, I could use one of my big boxes over there. But I feel like that's a waste. It's definitely a waste. Okay. Would this fit in that? No, it would not. Okay. It would definitely fit in this. Almost doesn't fit. All right. All right. We're going with it. I could just put my label on top of that, but yeah, this package right here, this Prime package, I actually have a Fire Stick. I was kind of watching some shows, like on Paramount or whatever, the other night, and it was going really slow. I mean, well, actually, let's rephrase that. For the last month or so, it's been going really slow. Lagging, the shows would, they wouldn't come on, you know, it would just go back to the home screen or whatever, and I was basically getting a little frustrated, and I've had the thing for a long time. It's a first edition Fire Stick, and I said, you know what, I wonder if they have faster or more, you know, like maybe one with more memory or more with better processor or something like that. So I went on Amazon, and they had, you know, 3rd and 4th generation Fire Sticks on there, and 4K and all that good stuff. And I was like, okay, so maybe I should just get one that's a 4K Fire Stick. And I did. And they have a trade-in program where you can take your old Fire Stick and you can trade it in for one of the new ones. And I did. And I got this in yesterday. So they say to get your old Fire Stick and ship it back, right? And they give me like a month to do it. I'm pretty cool about that. But I was holding on to this to ship back my other Fire Stick. Okay, exactly 4 ounces. Okay, nice. Wasn't expecting to ship this one today, but what the hell, right? Sorry you guys had to go through this. Me, you know, packaging my stuff up and shipping it out. But we're going to get started on those tiles here in just a minute. Yes, sir. Yes, we are. And I can put it on this side. Or I can put it on this side. I think I might put it on the non-taped side. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to run this down to the street, and I'll be right back. You know what? I'm going to leave the door open. Got a little fresh air in here. Okay, I probably won't be needing this. Let me just go ahead and tuck that away. I know I won't be needing this. Okay. We're almost ready to go. There was a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know if I can remember all of them or any of them really because I'm brain dead. But one of them was tacky glue. Yeah, not the fast tack. I don't need a fast tack. Just tacky glue. Okay. I think. Bring my drink over here. I think I got more of that somewhere tucked away. One of the things was Victrix. You know, I'm a retailer for Victrix, and they notified me this week that they were raising their prices 10%. So I don't currently have an order. I don't think I'm going to jump in and just order a bunch of Victrix because I still have a bunch of Victrix. So that's just going to be unfortunate. Going forward, I'm going to have to raise my prices. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, I know what I'm looking for. This one, and this one. Okay. These are clump foliage tubs, and that's really all I want. Oh no, that's not true. That's not all I want. Dang. Clump foliage. Oh. Now I'm sitting here going, dang it. Okay, clump foliage. And, yep, there we go. Now I got this really big clump foliage, but I consider that for like 28 millimeter modelos. Okay, there's nothing in. I thought. You know what happens when you think? Okay, so. Maybe I'll put them with my tufts. Okay, let's go check my tufts out. Oh man, tripod's in the way. Got to get around it. Tufts. Here we go. Yeah, so the last couple of days, I've been posting all the Plastic Soldier Company stuff that I got. As you can see, I just sold a couple of the items on the website, on the eBay site, mainly so that it won't just sit in a box over there. It could possibly sell. The downside is that it will sell. And if it sells, that means I have to reorder it. Okay. Okay, I think I definitely want to use them guys because they're wild. Now, I bought these like, I don't know, a long time ago, and I don't know who makes this. These are like little moss strips or little. I don't know if you can see that, but I use these very rarely, but I think it's kind of like what they look like on the table when you pull them out and you put them on a model. They look like a pine bough. They look like someone went to a pine tree, cut one of the branches off, and laid it over his fighting position or something like that. So whenever I go to make like camouflage positions, or I might even take one of these just as an experiment and use some of these pine boughs. I mean, they're sold as pine boughs, but I'm gonna have to double check. I'm gonna do it on one, and then I want to see if it's out of scale. Probably not, because a tree can't really be out of scale ever, because you've got bigger or smaller trees, right? Okay. Okay, so some of these I want to use on these boards, and some of these I don't, because I plan to use them on miniatures. Okay. I've got this in my tuft area, which I'm not really sure why I've got it in there, but it's in there. And these guys don't really look very good on miniatures, but I think they would look pretty good on a terrain table. And these all look good on miniatures, so I might just hold on to these guys. These guys, yeah, they're pretty flowery, which I like. And then I'm going to put a bunch of clump foliage. So that's all the tufts. This doesn't really need to be here, but you know. I'm not really going to be doing any cutting. Yeah, so okay, so news. Victrix raising their prices. Warlord Games, right? You know, I'm a Warlord Games retailer as well. They, I don't know if you know this, but my sales rep, who I've been dealing with for the last few years, passed away. I don't know who my new sales rep is. Not yet. They said he was going to be contacting me eventually, you know. Okay, so this one I do need to do. What I'm working on these maps today are the slopes and maybe the riverbank. So if it's just a flat piece of terrain with no river, then I'm not touching it. But if it's got a river or a slope, like this one has both, then we're going to be working with it. Yeah, and my youngest boy, he's at work, so okay. And I think he went early, so he could be home at any time. I don't know, but okay. It's got a slope. This has a slope as well. This has a slope. Okay. Yeah, if you were here yesterday, you would have encountered the chainsaw. There was my neighbor across the street taking a couple of trees down and hired some guys to come out and chainsaw. It was an all-day event. And yeah, luckily last night there was a big storm here. And now yeah, luckily last night there was a big storm, and so now it's like overcast and dreary outside. But luckily the chainsaw gang hasn't come back. Mainly because everything's wet and everything outside. Also, I'm thinking about getting a new mailbox. I love my mailbox, but it's been hit by passerbys, drivers, too many times. It's been knocked over, and I have to go out and straighten up the mailbox and straighten up the mailbox post. And now the mailbox is all crooked. I thought I had gotten it all straight, but the door doesn't want to close properly or whatever. So I've been thinking I'm going to get a metal, or maybe not metal. No, let me back up. I'm going to get a vinyl, probably a vinyl mailbox post cover, like a sleeve that goes over the mailbox post, and maybe, you know, like a black one or maybe a stone one or something, just to make it look better, because right now it's just wood, and it's old wood, it's original wood, so from the previous owner. And so it's cracked, you know, it's like not dry rotted, but it's got some weathering on the post, and whenever the mailbox gets hit, the little arm that sticks out to hold the mailbox gets ripped off as well. So I've had to go and put that back in place, additional screws or nails or whatever to get it to stay in place. I just got frustrated. Last night I said, you know what? I'm just gonna freaking get a new mailbox. And I mean, they're not that expensive. $20, something like that. And then the mailbox post. But I've run into a problem with the mailbox post in that, okay, this could go back here. I could lean this behind me. In that when the city came through and they redid our sidewalk, I shouldn't say redid, when they created our sidewalk, they came out and took our existing mailbox post, which it's ours, of course, and they made a spot in the concrete for the mailbox post. They put it inside like a metal sleeve so that it would fit down inside that slot. I thought that was pretty cool, but it implies that I'm going to be able to just grab the mailbox post and lift it up out of that hole. No. I don't know if the weather has caused it to expand, or if they poured concrete down inside the hole, because I wasn't really paying attention when the guys were out there working. Yeah. That sucker, I don't know. Well, I haven't really put a 100% effort. I put like maybe a 10% effort in pulling it up out of the mailbox, out of the concrete ground. Okay, river. Let me contemplate my river experience. I have 3 boards with river on it, right? Okay. Yeah, this is just in the way. Also, you can see that I've not finished this town sector part here either. Okay. This is the third one. Okay, got it. Actually, I don't know. You guys know all about my tiles. You've been watching my streams, but this one actually goes right there to make it a 5-foot wide table. Yeah, it goes right there to make it a 5-foot wide table, but I've got my microphone over here and I got some paint, so we're just going to do it like this. All right, and I might work on this as well today if I get an opportunity. Yeah, this has all been Mod Podged. That's what that brown is. It was a mixture of Mod Podge and brown, so that when I put the buildings on there, you'll have like an underlayment or whatever. I still need to make the tape. Still need to tape that out so that when I do the texturing and everything, it doesn't get on the whatchamacallit, on the whatchamadoodly. Okay, love that word, whatchamadoodly. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take these and we're going to place them randomly, maybe not randomly, but I want to make sure that I've got one per table. There we go. And then we're going to go one per foot. Okay, that's what we got. Now we're going to go 3 per 2 feet. Okay, I think I can get 2 on there. Okay, and because of the way this flows, I think I want to put 1 there. I mean, not exactly in these locations. And because this is such a long river, I think I want to put another one there. And that's going to use all of those. This can go in my plastic. Okay, we recycle plastic. Okay, we recycle everything. Everything. Okay. Shaking. Because this thing's probably only about 1/3 glue. I should probably go grab my other one at some point. Now, I considered putting these along the hill edges and all over the map and scatter them everywhere, but I wanted to kind of make them more of a river situation. Okay, I like that spot right there. That looks good. Done. No, I'm not. I'm not going to put anything under or in between here. Not these. I want these to be more in the sun. You know what? I'm going to put it right there. Okay, that's going to be a hedge or bocage. So maybe I don't want to put it there. Nah, I will. I'm going to put a little bit off to the side. I'm looking for places that I think need to be kind of disguised or hidden, or they don't look, you know, great. And I wanted to, oh, there's a spot. I want to do both sides of the river, not just focus on one side of the river. You know what I mean? Okay, let's do this quick. It kind of blends in with the flowery ground scatter that I used next to the river, but enough that it looks different and it stands out as a contrast. And it sticks up like a bush. Okay, that one looks good. I'm happy with that. Now, against the hill slope is probably the best place to put it. Because I think that would be more I don't know, appropriate. Okay, yeah, I wanted to disguise the fact that that hill there is cut. And look at that, it's gone. I don't know if I really want to put it in. Okay, there we go. That's a good spot right there. Yeah. Okay, the only one that's not glued is this one. And I want to put it somewhere around here. Or maybe up here. I'm looking for a good spot. I think that right there is a good spot. Okay. Okay, so the river's got its little clump foliage, guys. Yeah, it's clump foliage. Okay, no, it's not clump foliage. What am I talking about? That's a tuft, and these are the knock tufts. And just to let you guys know, if you guys are chatting with me, I am not next to the computer. I do not have a chat window open. Actually, I do have the chat window open. Close this. I got Dan saying, I really enjoy your wargaming videos. Nice to finally catch you live. Hey Dan, thanks, appreciate that. And Reg, hey, greeting to you. Yeah, so I'm too far away from the computer to really see the chat. I only went over there to close down my other window. Okay, so now I want to put these tufts all over the map. I'm probably gonna burn them all up. I want to use all these, but these are not only going to go on the hill slopes. No, hold on. Let me back up. The clump foliage is going to go all along the river and the hill slopes. These are tiny little bushes. I'm going to put them all over the hill slopes as well. So that's all hill slopes. But these and these, believe it or not, they're actually two different colors. This one is gray-green and this one is yellow-green. I was going to put them along the riverbank as well, but a little bit more populous because of the amount that I have. Okay. But these guys are, I don't know, they're inexpensive. That's the word I'll use. Okay. I'm not really going to do one at a time. Okay. That's 10 of them. One. Two. Three. Mainly it gets them a little bit of a variety in color. 4. They're very brittle. They're almost like they're crunchy. I don't know. I like this brand, but not at this scale. These are 2mm or something like that, I think, and they're too crunchy at this scale. I don't know if that makes sense. You can hear them crunch. I got some other ones that are like at 4 and 6mm, and they are not crunchy. They're fuzzy, like you would expect a tuft to be. Like these will break, they will chip. Once you get them glued down, there should be no problem. Okay, all those little holes got covered. Nice. Now let's continue on with our planting of tufts. One, two, three. Whoa. 4, 5. Yeah, let's put one in there. 6, 7, 8, 9. Basically, I'm just doing 10 at a time. And yeah, see, I just crushed that one and it just dissolved. I'm never going to get this scale or this size of a tuft again from this company. I thought I was going to use them on my 10mm guys. I said, you know, I'm going to base up some 10mm Napoleonics or whatever, and then I'm going to use these teeny little tufts on them. And then I got away from 10mm. I decided to go 15s. These work great for They would work great for basing, and even on a 28mm model, they would work fine as just alternative bushes. It's just I don't like the fact that they're crunchy. I don't know. It's just weird. Okay, so I got my plastic solder company in. I'm doing a lot of what's in the boxes. I even got some Wargame, what do they call it? Wargame Atlantic. I'm yelling because I don't know if that microphone's picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, so I got some Wargames Atlantic as well. I got some Halflings and some Prussians. My point is, the Prussians look really good. So do the Halflings. Wow, I was very impressed with them. Downside is the Prussians don't come with any command figures. But you do get 60 of them, so that's a good deal. You can make 5 battalions. No, I'm sorry. 3 battalions if you have command figures. Okay. I didn't count, so I'm not sure how many are there. Okay, hold on. Flip you over. Now the color change is subtle, but it is there. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this color. I did get another Darkon model in. Got me a Spitfire. That's right. These Darkon models. Now, they make a lot of modern aircraft, so if you're into like F-16s or F-15s or jumbo jets, you know, if you're interested in a lot of that type of stuff, I think that's who they cater to the most. Okay, I must not have put any glue down. What's going on here? Okay, let's get some glue down. But they do have their 1/100 scale World War II guys, and they have a lot more that I don't really need. But you might want to go take a look at them because they might have planes that you want. Or if you just like a certain type of plane, like a Corsair or something, and you want to put it on your desk at the office, I think you can't lose. I think they're great gift ideas. I don't know, I'm really pleased with their models, and they're very detailed. They're painted, pre-painted. That's a big deal for me. I considered buying a Focke-Wulf model kit in 1/72. I'm glad I didn't. because I found a guy selling Folk Wolves in 1/100 scale die cast. It's a company I don't recognize. It might be a German company or something, because this guy's in Germany and he's going to be. I should get it by the 8th, is what eBay says. It says it's destined. It should be here by the 8th. Okay, yeah, that looks good. I'm really happy with that amount of tufts. Yeah, I'm really happy with that amount of tufts. Okay, so let's get to tufting the rest of it. Okay, now I haven't put this guy in his own base yet, because I feel that this would fall over on the table. You know, I mean, on your desk, no problem, but a game table, I feel like it'll fall over. So I'm going to put it on a base like that, you know, so it won't tip over. This guy is so heavy, I might glue it down. I don't have it glued. I might glue it down to this base, because I'm afraid it's going to snap the little peg that's holding it in place. $10? Yeah, we could do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Yeah, these are also, you know, not the, like the Army Painter, they're self-adhesive. They got their own little glue on the back of them. These don't have anything like that. It's not a bad thing. I'm just letting you know. So I thought about it. I thought about doing a second scenario down at the convention if this game goes really fast. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to draw the game out longer and then bullshit with the players at the end of the game, and then if there's still a lot of time, check out the dealer's room and check out other people's games. So we're just going to do the one game. I'm going to try to make it as long as I can. Unless of course Mason and I come over and Sunday we play a game and it takes like 5 hours. If that's the case, then I won't need to even worry about it. I had an epiphany the other day. I did a video, so you guys can actually go and watch it. It's not scripted, so I might have missed a few topics or, glazed over something without realizing that I missed it or whatever. But I like Battle Group so much I don't know. I'm a Battle Group fanboy. I became a Battle Group fanboy. I can see. Okay, I don't. Hopefully, I don't have to keep yelling. I'm sorry, guys. I can see playing a Napoleon. Excuse me, I had a little burp there. A Napoleonics game using the Battle Group rules. Or, I should say, a modified version of the Battle Group rules. I think I can take my set of rules that I'm currently writing, my sabers and plumes, or actually turnbacks and plumes, or whatever it was called. I don't know. I still haven't decided what I'm going to call it. My latest iteration is turnbacks and plumes. But I kind of don't like that. I'm going to keep brainstorming, try to get a good idea. I want to put plume in there for sure. Turnbacks, maybe. But I want to make... I've already started writing these rules. And Battle Group and my rules are actually kind of similar. And Battle Group's got a few interesting concepts and ideas that I think would work with the Napoleonic battle. Like the battle rating system. I kind of like that system. The chits. Yeah, we'll put one under here. I actually kind of like that system. Okay, I'm done with that one. I'm done with this one. I've only got to do this one. Okay, I think I've got enough. I was starting to get worried like I was going to run out of these. I'm still going to put clump foliage down here as well. But I'm also going to put clump foliage on the slopes along with those tufts. Those are taller tufts. They're more... Okay, I keep popping like crazy over there. They're more grassy, I guess. I'm just putting these on here really for color. If that makes any kind of sense. Okay, and again, I don't really want to put a whole lot under the bridge because you'll never see it. Well, you might see it, but I want it to be more dominant out in the sunlight. Okay, these two are going to go right beside each other. Okay. So I'm committing to you guys because I've pretty much hashed out the rules. 90% of them. I'm going to say 90% of them. I pretty much hashed out the rules for my Napoleonics in my head, not on paper. I wrote some of it down, but most of it's in my head. And so basically I've got the basic rules already in my head. And I'm going to commit to you guys to have it finished, figures painted, a scenario written, unit stats completed, everything ready for next NashCon, not this one. So next NashCon, I'm going to take my personal rules and play probably Quatre Bras, just to be honest. A 15 millimeter Quatre Bras. After this convention, I'm going to start making the terrain, you know, just like I did on this. And okay, this one is not open. That's okay. This one is open, and I'm using an Elmer's glue nozzle. Okay, so I might, if I run out of that one, I'll switch to this one, and probably not this one. Okay. Okay, so Saturday, Mason runs a D&D game that I'm part of. Okay, so we're gonna do these tufts, and then we're gonna do the whole thing with we're gonna do the whole thing with clump foliage. Now these tufts are all going to be used on the hills, the hill slope. I'm using woodland tufts. Oh, I got some in there too. Oh yeah, okay. And basically these are just going to be peel and stick. Now if I was to imagine 2 more boards, 3, 4 more boards. Okay. I'm trying to do some math so that I have enough tufts that go on everything. I'm going to count it as feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 14 feet worth of slopes. Okay. And these are 6, so okay. See, I love these. These are soft. They're peel and stick. There's no grief. And I'm only doing the big ones. Or I should say the medium-sized ones. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have 3 per foot. See, that makes a difference on the slope. Not done yet. I'm going to put a lot of the smaller ones on there as well. These will actually do a couple of different things. Not only does it change the look, but it also allows your miniatures to grip onto something when you're going up and down these slopes. I mean, they can, you know, they can grip up on the static grass or whatever, but not like resting up against a tuft. Not that you would be going up that slope anyway, because it's like 90 degrees. Maybe not. Maybe closer to 60, but still. And if you noticed, when I put these tufts on, I'm putting them primarily where the dirt and the grass meet. So there's a separation line between the dirt and the grass, and wherever that is where I stick my nose in it. No, that's where I stick some tuft. Okay, here we go. Now we're doing 3 per foot. This is 2 feet, so that's 6 of these bad boys. Don't want to put them all at the same altitude. Right? I'm basically just kind of randomizing it a little bit. Trying not to really pay attention too much to what I'm doing. Yeah, and right now I'm only focusing on the bigger ones just so that I can cover all the boards with the bigger ones. I don't want to like put a bunch of big ones on one board and then wind up not having enough of the big ones for the other boards. If that makes any kind of sense. Which it should. Okay. Yeah, the Army Painter tufts are worth the extra money you pay to get them. I like them a lot. They are a little pricey, but as you can see, they allow for speed of use, right? And they're soft and not crunchy. This is the last one, right? Okay, this is the last one. Okay, well, I feel that's not enough, right? I did my math, I spread them out. It's obviously not enough. I want to double that up. I'm not going to be able to double it up 100% with large ones. So I might have to use some of the smaller ones. Don't forget, there still will be clump foliage added to this as well. Okay, that's about the right number. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how the lighting is working for you guys. Okay. Okay. Boy, these are just flying on there, aren't they? That's why you gotta love this brand. Still not done. Okay. I have a feeling that the lighting isn't really showing you everything, but that's okay. It's not about you. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah, let's use these. Right there on the edge. Again, right where the dirt and the grass meet is about, okay, I'll put one more on there. Right there. Okay. I don't know, it looks better in person than it does on the camera. Because I kind of just glanced over at the camera to see how it looked, and it wasn't super good. Okay. Still had a few of the larger ones. don't want to go too much on the large ones. Let's get rid of this one. There we go. Trash. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking of live streaming the game Sunday, turning the camera on and sending it to a live stream at the same time, recording it. That way, when it's over, I can delete the live stream, and then I can just take my recording, edit it, and then upload it. That's what I'm thinking of doing. But I don't know if I want to do that. I want to capture everything, you know, set up all the discussions, all the rules, inquiries, you know, all the die rolls. I want to capture all that. But on the video that's going to be on the channel, I don't want it to be so long that, you know, 4 or 5 hours, you know, nobody will want to watch that. And nobody needs to watch when Mason and I both go use the bathroom, and so we gotta take a 5-minute break or whatever. I'm just planning ahead. Okay, that looks good. All right, and the rest of these are going to go on this. Okay, that looks a little barren. Okay. Okay. Last one. It's going right there. Okay. Wow, I burned through all of those woodland tufts that I had. And it just seemed like it turned out to be about the right amount. It was a perfect amount, actually. Okay, we've made it. We made it to the clump foliage section of this enterprise. Okay. I mean, I could probably leave it just the way it is. You know, with those random bushes all along the edge. I'm going to check this, see if I can adjust the, right. No, I guess you can see it. It's just the angle of the yeah, I don't know if that, yeah, something's not right. Here we go. Maybe that fixed it. Okay. Still looks a little, I don't know, blue? I don't know. Okay. Not using those. Mango Peach V8. Nice. All right. Any other news? We talked about Victrix. We talked about Plastic Soldier. Talked about Warlord. Oh yeah. I didn't really talk about it. I started and I didn't really complete my sentence. Warlord Games. I had a rep ever since, you know, I started with these guys, and a sales rep, and he passed away, and unfortunate, nice guy, hate to see him go, seemed like a really cool dude, but Warlord has stated that they're going to give me a new rep. Or basically they're going to have to take all of his clients, which I'm sure I wasn't the only one. He's going to take all of his clients, and they're also going to take, basically they did a reshuffling of all the different clients with all the different agents, either disseminating me to an agent that's already there, or they kind of implied that they had a couple of new guys that they were going to incorporate into their agent list. But either way, I'm supposed to be getting a new client, or I'm the client. I'm going to get a new rep, and when I do, I'm also supposed to be getting something really cool, which is a website key Because right now I can only order from them using their trade order form, which is limited. I have a limited selection of what I can order from them. It's very, very specific to being like a store for them. Like imagine I had a brick and mortar store, and in that store I had a section dedicated to Warlord games. And that's kind of what that trade order form is geared towards. But that's not me. I'm not a brick and mortar. I'm online only. And really, to be honest, I don't consider myself a store at all. I consider myself a service. Like, I paint figures. That's my primary income, not the sale of product. So what I do is, and this is just insider baseball, I order from companies, getting the figures in at wholesale, and then I turn around and I sell. Okay, that's too much glue on my fingers. Cleaning this off with my fingers instead of a paper towel or something. Okay, luckily it's white glue. Okay, so, and then I take the figures and I put them on the store in the box, new in the box. But that's only like a holding pattern until I get enough opportunity or enough time to pull them and then paint them and then replace them on my website / eBay. Okay, that's starting to look really good. It's disguising a lot of the imperfections. In my hot foam cutter action. I miscut some things. Yeah, I think that looks good. It's not 100%. It's just bushes growing on the side of the hill. You know what? And if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of not only disguising mistakes, but I'm also kind of putting it into the draw. So they're going to give me a code that I have to request. They said if I don't have one already to go ahead and request one, which that the manager sent me the email. Maybe he assumed that I had already received one, but I think it's also going to take this. What this code allows me to do is go onto the website and order directly from the website wholesale instead of having to use a trade order form, which I would prefer to do it that way, like almost 100% of the time. And why is because I could order blisters. Because right now, blisters, I can't really order. I can order a few, but it's almost all has to be box sets. And I actually prefer blisters over the box sets. Smaller number of figures. They're usually metal. Okay, that looks good. That looks very good. Very, very happy with that. Okay. Okay, let's do this little section here. Now the bushes don't have to be down here. If I wanted to put some bushes like up there, I don't see why I couldn't do that. Kind of pushing it down into the glue so it'll grip, and if there's any like pieces that fall outside of that, we'll move it on to the next glue. There we go. Yeah, and this is the same clump foliage that I use on my figure bases for my 15mm guys to represent bushes and stuff. So it should blend pretty good with my figure bases. If not, no big deal. So that means I might be able to start to get some of these units that can only be found in blisters in the store. I'm excited about that. Like, as an example, those Prussians that I was talking about, the Wargame Atlantic Prussians, I'd love to paint those up and sell them, but they're going to need command figures, and the way you get command figures are in blisters. Now, I did request an account with Battlefront Flames of War. They said they would get back with me in 2 to 3 days. I think today is the 3rd day. So hopefully they get back with me today. If not, it's no big deal. I don't care if it takes them a week or whatever. It's just that their website said 3 to 4 days, or 2 to 3 days. I'll get an email with further instructions or whatever. And I know, or maybe I don't know, I suspect, let's say that, I suspect they only sell to brick and mortar stores and not online retailers like myself or online stores like myself. And if that's the case, then that's unfortunate, because I really would have liked to have gotten an account with Battlefront, started carrying their product in the store. I have a few of their pieces in the store, but that's because of my mistake. Like, I ordered too many of them or something, and I said, well, since I got these extras, might as well just sell them. I'm just not making a profit. I'm just recouping whatever loss I had. Okay, what do you think? Do you think that looks good? I think that looks good. I mean, I don't need bushes all up in here, but that's what I just like the disguise, the low ground look. I really like that. Okay. Now, hopefully, like, when I turn it over or shake it or whatever, they don't fall out or fall off. But I know they will. So Sunday, when I get the game table all set up, when the game is over, instead of picking everything up, what I plan to do is take all the terrain up, of course, all the troops and the buildings and the hedges and the bocage and everything, but I'm going to leave the tiles out because I'm going to spray them with my scenic cement. So that should help keep all the grass and the tufts and specifically this clump foliage on the map. Okay, there is a cut right here that needs to be resolved, and that's a big thing, so we're going to do that whole thing there. Do a little bit there. Oh, big cut here. I'm going to try to resolve that too. disguise work is what it is. Okay. Okay, we're going to switch to this one. It's a little bit chunkier, and it is olive drab and not dark green. Okay, I'm just trying to think. Okay, I don't know if you've been watching my videos. I'm sure you have. I've got those battle rating chits all made up and everything. That was good. When I get my order... No, that's not true. I should be getting some stuff in today. Some rings. Right, I ordered some rings, casualty markers. I don't need more for personally, so what I deliberately ordered them so that I could bag them up and sell them on the site. But that's only partially true. There was a second size that I didn't notice before. The ones that I have personally are the 16 millimeter ones, but they were offering 13 millimeter, so I ordered some of those as well. And I'm going to open that package, and I'm going to open the package either way because they come in 100, and I'm not going to sell them as 100. I'm going to sell them as 50s. So I plan to break them up into 2 smaller packages. Mainly because I don't think you need 100. But then again, I do. I have 150 actually. But I think that was only because I had 50 already and I wanted a few more. And when I ordered them, again, they come in packages of 100. I don't think I need 150. I think I could probably get away with 100, maybe less. I could probably get away with 50. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is, I think I'm going to check the 13 millimeter ones out and see if those are good for what I need to do. Because what I do is I take my 15 millimeter model and I drape the ring on top of the model to mark it as a casualty. Okay, I just heard something outside. See, I have no idea when my wife's going to be home. She might not even be home today. She left last week, and I didn't think she was going to be gone for a whole week. I thought she was just going to be gone for the weekend. But maybe she's having a good time and she wants to hang out with her grandchildren and stuff. That's okay. Yeah, that looks really good. It contrasts with this. Yeah. Makes it look a little bit more natural, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Okay, see that little cut there? That's got to be repaired. This whole line there, that's got to be repaired. This, that pretty much dictated right there where I'm going to be putting the foliage. mainly because it's when I cut the slope, apparently I didn't cut it all the way to the bottom like a dummy, like Mr. Dummy. Okay, that's going to be like a big burp bush. Yeah, I can tell I'm starting to run out of this bottle. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's just because it's so thick. All right. Okay, it's not supposed to cover it. It's supposed to disguise it. Basically, if there's a gap in the foliage, it's no big deal. It's just supposed to kind of... Okay, what's going on there? Okay, I might have to get in there with a knife, and that foam has like a little ridge to it. We'll let that dry before I decide to do any of that. Yeah, so I got the rings out here. And here's some Napoleonic figures. And these 16s, they're pretty big. You know, they're fine. They just sit on top of the head, no problem. But I wonder if a 13 would fit better, because in my rules, the ones I'm writing, you will be marking casualties on every figure. Basically, you will be killing figures. And same thing with the... Now, if I was playing in 28 millimeter, okay, so if I was playing a Napoleonic game in 28 millimeter, the 16 millimeters, they work great for 28s, right? But I think they're maybe just a little too big for 15 millimeter and 15 millimeter World War II. And so when I get those in today, which they might already be out there, because they don't come by U.S. mail, they come their own way. this foliage along the edge here is also going to help disguise the edge of the tile when it butts up against another tile. We'll give it a disguised look. Okay. Now I press on it a little bit because again I want it to get into the glue. I want the glue to kind of grab it all over. And this fuzz feels fuzzy. Okay, now here's the long one. Now I put my fingers here, hopefully so it doesn't roll off the tile onto the onto the ground or the next tile, and it stays elevated up on this tile. I just felt something rub across my arm and there's nothing here. It's like a ghost rubbing my arm. I felt that. Okay, that bush might be just a little bit too big, too long. Deal with it. Okay. Okay, nothing's coming off. That's good. That's a good sign. Alright, we're chugging along here. Magnets. Okay, I got some magnets in that are way too small for me. They might not be too small for you. I think they would be great for people that like to do shoulder magnets, and then you know, I'm sitting here pointing at my shoulder and you can't see that, but I guess if I was standing over here, you can see me pointing at my shoulder. Yeah, so like arm joint or even weapon hand, they're that small. They're only 1/8 of an inch, and that's too small for doing my tank turrets. Okay. So they'll be going up. Oh yeah, talking about those the 100th. Talking about those paratroopers that I did, or I'm in the process of doing. They came out of the airborne starter army. It comes with like an anti-tank gun, a machine gun, and a mortar in metal. So I'm going to do those, obviously. But it also comes with like 36 paratroopers, and I've decided to use every machine gun that it comes with, which is like 6 of them. It comes with 6 prone guys, so I did 6 machine guns. I am kind of debating if I'm just going to leave them as light machine guns, or add a 3rd guy and make it a medium machine gun. I think I'm just going to, but see, the light machine guns are squad based and not really, you know, you can't buy it as a separate choice. You have to have a squad. You have to put them in a squad. But there are probably players out there that have squads that need light machine guns to be added into their squad. That's what I'm gambling on. So I'm going to paint them up as 6 light machine guns. Doing a little conversion work on the assistant gunners and the ammo cans and stuff like that to make it look good. And there are no bazookas in the airborne sprue. So what did I do? I took some bazookas from my bits that I had. I showed you the bits early on. Half of those bits are from just American infantry. And I kind of compared the arms. And the arms looked the same. The uniform arms are pretty much the same. So I'm going to put together a bunch of bazookas, however many bazookas I have. You know, I'm gonna, in my spare sprue collection, I'm gonna put them on those airborne torsos. I think there's like 5 or 6 bazookas, I think. So yeah, I'm cranking out bazooka. Oh, and then medics. I thought about, I got a ton of the medic pouches from the U.S. infantry, and because I have those, the medic satchels or whatever, I thought about making a bunch of airborne medics, because you don't really see a whole lot of those on the on the sprue, and I know there's people out there that need medics. And then I don't think I have radios. I have the starter army does come with a couple of guys with radios. So I was thinking I was just going to make some spotter teams with those. Okay, I'm going to leave that the way it is. I'm going to jump to this one. So basically, I'm making a whole bunch of odds and ends. We're trying not to make squads. I can make squads later or any other time. I'm just trying to make like figures that people might need to flesh out their armies. Yeah, I've got my D&D game on Thursday nights, and I got Mason's D&D game on Saturday night. And so when Mason's game is over, I'm going to tear this table down and everything that's underneath it, shuffle it around a little bit, move my painting table, because when I open the ping pong table, it actually extends all the way to my painting table. So I'm going to push the painting table up against the wall to give room to walk around the ping pong table. Now, in the past, before I had built the shelves on this side wall that you can't see, before I built those shelves, I had these plastic shop shelves there to store my modeling supplies. And then I got this wild hair to move those behind the ping pong table, opening up that entire wall, and then I built shelves. Move the camera. So there's the ping pong table, and you can see the shelves right there behind. They extend all the way to the door. And what that does, it negatively impacts. I mean, there's no problem moving the ping pong table out this way when it's folded like this, and we can game on it like this on a 4.5 by 5 foot table with no problem. We could play all kinds of scenarios and stuff like that on this table. But when I need to do an 8-foot table, i.e. Lafayette Bridge, or any other battalion level game or whatever, Napoleonics or whatever we're playing, if I need to pull the ping pong table out, oh my gosh, I got something in my throat. I'm going to have to get a drink. Just a second. Let me shuffle that over there and put this over here, and then get a drink. What that does is it forces me to move my ping pong table when I open it up 18 inches or, about 18 inches further into the room than what it normally would have been. So instead of stopping about where I'm standing now, it goes all the way to the painting table, and then there's no way to walk around it. So I have to move my painting table every time I want to pull the table out. Okay, I noticed a comment. Just a second. I looked over and I think I saw a comment. Is that Jonathan? What is that? Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan, man. I'm probably butchering your name, but I'm sorry. Jonathan? I guess it's kind of like Jonathan, right? But maybe in a different language. How you doing? I'm not over at the computer, as you can tell. I'm at the. Okay, so this is going to be double because it's got the river involved. I'm starting to work on the rivers now. The rivers are also going to have clump foliage, and because this river goes beside the hill is going to get clump foliage, and then the opposite bank of the river is going to get clump foliage. And it's going to probably get a little bit more clump foliage than just the hill besides. I don't know. I'm going to see what it looks like. Okay, this is getting low. Yeah, I'm... getting low here. Okay, that's just one side. What we were talking about? Oh, the room. Yeah. So, I made a decision this morning before the video, basically knowing that I don't want to have to move my painting table every time I pull the gaming table out. And we used to play, we don't do it anymore, but we used to play D&D in person, at the table. And that meant every week I would have to pull the table out and put it back, and pull the table out and put it back. And that was before I moved the shelves. And there was no problem. I didn't have any problem doing that. And I've been thinking, I haven't moved the ping pong table in a couple of months. Actually, since the new year, I haven't moved the ping pong table out to accommodate any gaming in person. We've only either played on this half or none, or online only. And if I'm going to be getting back into in-person miniature gaming, which that's the goal, that's the plan, I want to make it easier to get this ping pong table out and deployed. So my thought was, I went through a whole lot of different thoughts. One of them was, what do I have behind the table, on those shelves? Do I need those shelves? Do I need them in this room? Could I put them out in the garage? The answer is no. But there are things that are on that shelf that I definitely don't need. There are things under the table. I keep this as a storage area under the table that I don't access at all, haven't accessed in months. I could easily take the things on that shelf that I want to keep, put them under the table, even though there's no room under there. And then the things under the table that I don't use, and the stuff behind the curtain that I don't use, and carry those into the garage, along with those two shelves. Put those shelves in the garage. There's really no place to put them in the garage because our garage is got like rows and rows of different odds and ends. So what I'm thinking I'm going to need to do is one day this in June, go through the garage, kind of reorganize a little bit, and make room. See, by putting those two shelves out in the garage, I would be creating storage area. I have a lot of tubs, right? These plastic Sterilite tubs, and a lot of them are on those shelves, and a lot of them are under this table, and they have various modeling supplies, models themselves, terrain, just odds and ends, junk. Some of it is junk. And then I need to go through and adjust what is in what tub at the same time, in my mind, knowing that I'm going to be taking these tubs out into the garage and reorganizing a couple of shelves out in the garage. I have like 24 tubs out in the garage already with like Warhammer stuff, Spearhead, Command Decision. I got micro armor terrain. I got 20mm terrain. I've got terrain boards. I've got all kinds of stuff out in the garage that because they're already in tubs, I don't see why. I thought about this morning. It was like an epiphany kind of thing. Why do I need to put tubs on shelves? I mean, that's where they're at now, right? It's because I could go up to a shelf, I could pull one of the tubs off, I could get whatever I need out of the tub, and I could put it back on that shelf. Where in reality, or as an alternative, I should say, not reality, but as an alternative, I could just stack the tubs, not on a shelf, right? I could stack them from floor to ceiling, and then maybe label the outside of the tub, what's in it, even though I don't need to because you can see into the tub, they're clear. But if it's confusing, then label it. Okay, this looks pretty good. This looks like a river bank with a lot of bushes. Okay. Nothing's falling off. Good deal. Moving it off. And so if I stack the tubs from floor to ceiling, that's going to give me a lot of room on the shelves that are already in the garage. And then I can take the stuff that's in the middle of the floor, which it's almost all my wife's. Okay, and then I can put those on the shelf, and that'll give me room to put those two shelves. I did a lot of thinking about this morning, as you can tell. I've been dwelling on it because I want to clean this area out. I want to be able to push this ping pong table back up against the wall again, and I want to clean out you know, let me rephrase that. I want to be able to access some of the stuff that's in those tubs back there. I don't really need to, but there's a few things I've been looking for, like, oh man, where's it at? Oh, it's in one of those tubs? Never mind. Okay. I'm thinking of opening the new one. But before I do that, I was thinking of combining these two to make one large. But I'm not going to do that to you guys on camera. I'll do that off camera. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm going outside. Alright, good to go. I just wanted to check to see if my rings were in. Not yet. Alright. I don't know why I'm putting so much effort into these terrain boards. Okay. I know why I'm doing it. Because I am a perfectionist. I want it to look good when I'm at the convention. I don't want to have like a blanket with some random roads made out of felt and some rivers that look like, you know, somebody's toiletries. I don't want that. I don't want to do that to my players or to myself. But it's also fun. But this is one of my favorite convention scenarios. Plus, there is a Lafayette Bridge campaign in the Skirmish campaigns books. So if I wanted to play the Lafayette... What the heck did I just hear? Okay. Yeah, he's going the other direction. In about 30 minutes, he'll be coming back this way. Okay, it's 1:30. We've been on long. I kind of expected to be on long today because I wanted to be able to get all this done because we're playing Sunday. And I don't know, but would I be able to use these maps for other scenarios? Maybe. Maybe I can, you know, rearrange them a little bit or make other maps that blend with these in a way that makes a different style of map. Maybe. And if that's the case, why not make it look good so that whenever, you know, whatever I combine them with will also look good. Hopefully that makes sense. Because I plan to reuse these maps. That's my point. And I'm making these maps in a way where they're going to be able to fit down inside a 2 foot by 2 foot cardboard box, and not damage anything. That's why on the raised area, the thick areas, I don't have anything that would interfere with sliding into the box. And so if they're in a box, I can hold on to them for a couple of years, and then, or maybe use them again next year for another Lafayette Bridge battle, or a hypothetical battle, you know. But unfortunately, Lafayette Bridge, okay, is the battlefield is very unique. It's bespoke. I hate using that word. It's very bespoke, and you can't really use it for something else. So I have a feeling that I'm going to build this, and then it's going to go in a box in the garage up on a shelf somewhere, and then I'll never see it again. That's what I'm afraid of. But it'll look good. And I plan to play this scenario. Maybe not this exact scenario, maybe the campaign, maybe next time, depending on how... Okay, the campaign is one platoon against one platoon, right? And the first 3 battles is that. It's one platoon against one platoon, and that's the force strength of all 3 battles. And that's kind of small. You know, that's kind of like a one-player scenario. And the final battle, which is the one I got out of the battle group campaign book, is 3 platoons against 3 platoons, or we could just call it a company versus a company. And that works out, in my opinion, pretty good for a 3-player game per side, because each one could have a platoon, right? That's my idea. That's what I'm planning on doing. So to play the campaign, I might have to rewrite it so that it is a company versus a company in each of the scenarios. And I will be able to do that because I made the map. I deliberately made the map big enough to cover all of the areas that the campaign portrays, right? So, and I got enough tanks, the R-35 specifically, to satisfy all those battles. Now, I don't see why I couldn't, and I'm considering this. There are a number of battles in the battle group campaign books that are not hypothetical, they're undefined. So what that means is the battle actually took place, but what was in the battle was not exactly known, or one side said there was 3 tigers and the other side said there was only 2, or one side said there was 3 Panther tanks and the other side said there were Panzer IVs. So there's a little bit of, there's a few battles that are like that I could make that Lefear Bridge campaign using like a random table to determine what your forces are. Because they have a number of scenarios like that in Battle Group where they say, roll a die and see what you get. The campaign book, the actual campaign scenario book that has the Lefear Bridge campaign in it, all of their battles, every single one of their battles, you have a base force, which we could do, and then there's a random chart to see what additional forces you get. Might be a mortar, might be an anti-tank gun, might be a tank. It might be just a guy with a rifle. They have this additional support table for every scenario so that no two scenarios will be the same. Because the German might roll a tank one battle and the Americans might roll an extra guy with a rifle, and then in the next battle the American might roll a tank and the Germans might roll a machine gun or something, right? And so you get a little bit of variety that way. And I could make the campaign like that. I could say, how many players do we have? Okay, and then this way I could have any number of players. And I'd say, okay, every player gets to roll on this chart to see what his force is. You might have a tank platoon. You might have an infantry platoon. You might have an airborne platoon. Now, I would skew it. I would skew that table heavily towards what actually fought in that battle. Which in this case would be 82nd Airborne and the German 91st Division? Yeah. 91st Air Landing Division. I guess it's a Luftwaffe division. Okay, what do you think of that? I think that looks really good. I really do. Yeah, I think that looks really good. The clump foliage, the tufts, the water, the ground scatter underneath. Yeah, I think it looks really good. I got to keep going though. Can't stop there. So that's what I plan to do. I plan to save this and then play, if not a campaign with my friends, we can play a mini campaign with at the convention. A number of players, everybody rolls a die. That's what you get. That's what you get. And yeah, if you got, I don't know, 6 players per side, which is considered to be a lot. Each player, I mean, that would basically be a battalion on the table. It'd be a lot of frickin' figures. And that's another thing. The chart, I could modify the chart based on my figure collection. So if I've only got 5 Shermans, which I know I've got like 12, but let's just say I had 5 Shermans, I would not allow 2 Sherman platoons to be rolled, right? Because I wouldn't have the figures for it. So there would have to be some kind of initiative or priority, like who gets to roll first, and they would get the entire table. But once a unit is rolled, it's scratched off the table, and the next guy would have to, if he rolls it again, would have to re-roll. Or I could say, you roll, you get 2 tanks. And then the next guy, when he rolls, if he rolls the same thing, he can get 2 tanks. And then the next guy rolls, and he can get 2 tanks. Because I would have enough to do 6 tanks. You know, or something like that. But I don't like running too many tanks on the table. I personally like infantry battles. I like having a tank here or there, but not like Kursk or something where everything's a tank. Okay, that's the mailman outside. And he is gathering up the packages that I shipped while he's trying to get my packages ready. I'm reading his mind, you see. So as soon as I hear that vehicle drive away, I'm going to go run out and see what we got. Probably nothing. It's probably all bills. You know how it is. Okay. So this board is done. Yeah, that river looks really good. I'm digging it. There's a few little loose clump foliages. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get around to doing this today on camera. Okay, I still need to do this wall here, and then this side of the river, and then this side of the river. Okay. Now remember, in the Lafir Bridge campaign, in the campaign or this battle, this low ground that I'm working with right now with the river and everything is supposed to be flooded. But what if it's not flooded? You know, that could be a modification to the campaign. What if they never got a chance to flood it? So, because I considered just filling this all up with water, just making it a marshland looking thing. I debated on whether to do that. But then I thought to myself, well, then I can't unmarsh it, right? I can't go back and say it's just low ground. It'll always be marsh if I put marsh terrain. But if I just do normal terrain, I can tell the players, okay, this whole area here is flooded. Okay, he just drove off, so give me a moment. I'm going to go check on it, and I'll be right back. No rings, just bills. Okay. But I didn't think the rings were going to be coming via the normal mail anyway. So what is everybody doing today? Not how are you doing, but what are you doing? Other than watching me, are you at work? Are you building your own models, just listening to me in the background? You know, comment. Let me know. I mean, I'm curious to know what you're doing while you're watching. If you're watching this later on YouTube, on demand, still put a comment in there. Let me know what you're doing when you're listening to this. At that time, it'd be a vlog, right? I try to refrain myself from calling it a podcast. There's no such thing as an iPod anymore. And no one makes podcasts. What do they call it now? When you do a live stream like this and then you watch it later. It's a vlog, right? I don't know. Speaking of which, I got a little anecdote for you. Give me a second while I drink, clear my throat. As you know, I have a store on eBay. Okay, that's done. Okay, I see some comments. Give me a second. I'm going to read some comments from a mile away from my microphone. Order of Chaos, what is the game? Okay. Building game board for battle group game. Thanks, Reg. That's correct. And Dan Burman, painting 28mm Soviets for a bolt-action Stalingrad army. Okay. All right, Dan, you got some 20mm, 28mm Soviets. I guess you're using the bolt-action Warlord Games miniatures. Probably are. Nothing wrong with that. They make some good models. Have you looked on my eBay store or in Plastic Soldier Company? They make 28mm Soviets. I have still in my store the heavy weapons box. I also have a video where I did a what's in the box video. I don't know if I've already recorded it, but I don't know if I've uploaded it. Yeah, so maybe I haven't uploaded it yet. But it comes with 4 Maxim machine guns, 2 82mm mortars, and 2 60mm mortars, 50mm mortars, something like that. And 4 anti-tank rifles. So if you're interested in like adding those to your army, I would recommend taking a look at the Plastic Soldier Company Soviet Heavy Weapon Pack. If you're considering adding an anti-tank gun, I just sold my last one today, but they also make a 45mm anti-tank gun box, but that's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Because I did a what's in the box, and not only do you get 2 anti-tank guns and crew, each anti-tank gun has 3 different gun options. 2 of them are 45s, because apparently they had 2 versions or 2 barrel lengths of the 45. But they also include a 76. So, and it doesn't say that anywhere on the box. Well, it does on the back when it says like contents. It tells you that you can opt to make a 76. Tons of loose shells and boxes of ammo and stuff, empty boxes that you can put the loose shells into. It's a really good set. Plastic Soldier does a really good job, I'm gonna have to say. And their heavy weapons look pretty good. A couple of the Maxims are firing, where the guy's sitting on his butt behind the gun shooting. But a couple of them are with 2 of the guys dragging it behind them, because it's got wheels. And hell, they could be Ukrainians, right? Because they still use the Maxim in their home defense or whatever. Sorry, went on a tangent, but I'm also, yes, I am making a terrain board for Battle Group and this is a 15mm version. Battle Group can be played in any scale, but the primary scale is 20mm with 15mm kind of being an alternative. So it's 20, 15, and then any other scale you have, I'm sure you could play it. Because it's scale agnostic, really. Oh, I flipped this before I got a chance to do this. Okay, well, we'll do this right now. Yeah, so I use Battle Group is a man-to-man game, and I think mounting your 20 millimeter models individually would work pretty good. Will work great. But when it comes to 15 millimeter models, I like to play slightly larger battles. So I like to play battles that are like company scale or larger, not platoon scale. This rules works as far down as squad, but I think its meat and potatoes is platoon and company scale. And if you play in a platoon scale in 20 millimeter, that'd be fine. You know, that'd be just like bolt action. But, you know, scale-wise, figure scale-wise, numbers of figures, that is. But in 15s, because the scale is a little bit smaller, you should be able to get more figures on the table and have a bigger battlefield, and so that's why I like company. And I like company scale games, and I actually prefer battalion level games, to be honest. And I think Battle Group would run a battalion scale game pretty good. Pretty fast. Fast-paced. We'll see. Okay. We're making progress. We are making progress. And thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I know some of you got in here a little late. You missed all the good stuff at the beginning of the stream. But you can go back and watch that at a later date if you want. Usually I talk about store news and what's going on in the world of gaming and stuff like that at the beginning of the stream, and then I devolve into BS. Okay, what was my anecdote? I think I had an anecdote that I was going to talk about. Hang on, before I got distracted in reading the chat. Oh, yeah. Okay. eBay. Right, as you know, I've got an eBay store called Wargaming in Miniature. You can go there and you can pick up painted models, or you can even commission me to paint models for you if you don't want to do it yourself. What I need to do is make I think I'm going to make a Google Doc. And the problem that I have is I don't know if they would appreciate me putting a Google Doc on my eBay store, a Google Doc link, because I don't think they want me to link to any external sites. I know they get upset when I link to YouTube, so I think I'm going to make a Google Doc about all my... Maybe not. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just post it in the description of my store. Right now, it basically says who I am and how long I've been gaming and what kind of games I've played and stuff nobody's concerned with. So I think I'm going to rewrite that to include prices for my commission work, and that way I can update it if I ever have any changes of prices or something, because there are people out there that are asking me, hey, how much do you charge for this, how much do you charge for that? And that's great, that's cool, because that tells me they're interested in having me do their stuff. But if I put it on that document, they won't have to ask. It'll be like in their face. But that's not the anecdote I have. So I've got an eBay store, and eBay sends out these letters from time to time. And I got this letter saying, we are taking applications for a $10,000 grant. Right? And I'm thinking, grant. That means I don't have to pay it back. That means they give it because it's probably a tax deduction. And they say, apply for it if you have good standing and you got good feedback and all that jazz, which I have 100%. So I'm like, okay, I'm in good standing, and I've got, and they say, as long as you've sold something in the last 6 months, you can apply. Okay, well, I sell stuff every day, so that should not be a problem. So I started the application because I figured with 10 grand, I could build up my inventory. I could really stock up on boxes and bubble wrap and peanuts and shipping labels, and maybe get a better printer, and just all kinds of things, right? It would just be good for the business. So I'm thinking to myself, this sounds good. Maybe eBay is looking out for the little guy. Okay, so I start the application. Now, before I go on, I want you to know I am... How do I say this and be obnoxious? I want to say this, and I want to be rude about it. Not to you guys, obviously, because you guys are the greatest community out there, and you guys, I love you guys to death, and I appreciate you guys coming and checking out my stream and keeping me straight. But if you know me, you know I do not subscribe to identity politics. I do not subscribe to any of the far left agendas. A little left, I'm okay with. A little right, okay, I'm okay with that too. But when you start talking about the far left and the far right, that's not me. I like to consider myself normal. Okay. I don't believe a man can have a child. I do not believe that a man can breastfeed. I do not believe that a kid at the age of 6 can decide he wants to have a sex change. Okay? These are things I do not subscribe to. I believe there are only two sexes: the man and the woman. I believe that gender is sex, not separate. I don't feel like gender is a separate thing from biology. Okay, having said all that, that's me. That's my beliefs. If you don't like them, comment. If you have different beliefs, comment. I appreciate your opinion. I don't mind hearing other opinions, or why, I'd like to hear why you believe that you're a man and you think you can have a baby. Okay, I don't mind listening and hearing that. Now, I understand you and your wife having a baby, you are technically having a baby, but you're not physically having a baby. Yeah, I get that. Okay. And I also understand, and I don't want you to be to get the wrong impression, I do understand that there are exceptions to the rule. There are women out there that have penises. I get that. There are men out there that have a super high level of estrogen. I get that as well. I understand that there are anomalies. And it might even be as high as 3% of the world. Right? I understand that. And I don't discount their existence. But what I'm saying is, that's not the norm. Right? Okay. So eBay, they send me this email. They ask me if I want a grant. And I think to myself, man, I could really use a grant. That would be awesome, eBay. So I go and I click the link. Okay, here it goes. It takes me to a third party, some company that I've never heard of before. Which, okay, it's no big deal. I haven't heard of every company in the world. I get that. And it's probably a grant giving organization or something like that. And I don't normally deal with that kind of companies. So of course I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is normal, no big deal. They say, okay, we got this questionnaire. We need you to answer it. And then we'll process your request and we'll send you an email depending on what our findings are and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. Sounds like a legit awesome thing. So I start filling this thing out. The first thing they want to know is my name. Okay, good. Right, that's reasonable. And then the second thing they want to know is what gender I am. And they give me like 7 options. And then I look at that and I go, male. Okay, no problem. We're going to go male. Then they ask me what race this is how it's worded. What race do you identify as? Wait a second. I'm either a race or I'm not. I don't get to just choose what race I am. I don't identify as a helicopter, as Mike would say. Mike identifies as a helicopter, just letting everybody know. So it asks me what race I identify as. So now I'm starting to get a little worried about what kind of business or company this is. Which, it's none of my business to care or to know what you believe, right? I'm not forcing my belief on you, right? You can believe whatever you want to believe. And if this company wants that on their application, I'm thinking, okay, that's them, right? That's not me. I identify as a human being. I identify as, and it doesn't call me Caucasian, by the way. You know how every job application, it's always been Caucasian in the past? No. This one says white. Okay. I identify as white. Okay. I'm like, okay. What's the next question? What, there was a bunch of these. Like, oh, are you LGBTQ? First of all, I'm asking myself, now I'm starting to really ask myself, why is this company that's giving a business grant asking me if I am LGBTQ? Isn't that against the law? Right? Or at least it used to be. I'm not, by the way. I'm straighter than an arrow. I'm so straight that I'm so straight that sometimes I get disgusted when I see two guys kissing. I mean, I get it. There's people out there that are gay. I get it. I'm just not it. That's just not me. Okay, so all these questions, I'm like, okay, they're trying to protect their investment, which it's a grant, right? So there's no real investment. But I understand that they don't want to just give their money to somebody that is not going to do anything good with it or whatever. And then they asked me a reasonable question like, how did you start your business? Okay, that's a reasonable question. And one of them was, and this is the one I chose, I turned my hobby into a business. Okay, I liked that answer. I thought that was a good answer. That was a good option. Because these are all multiple choice. And then I was still on the first page, and there's probably about 4 or 5 pages. So I'm still on the first page. And then they say, what is your social security number? And then I stopped. And I was like, yes, they're a business. They're granting money. They probably need my social security number for tax purposes or whatever. But because of all those other questions, it got me to thinking, I don't want to give them my social security number. So I stopped. I said, nope, not going to do it. Closed it. Didn't finish the application. Okay, this looks really good. I'm really good. Okay. Yeah. I'm liking it. Okay. Homemade bridge, by the way. Okay, I think I want to go ahead and do this and just get it out of the way, and then all the boards will be done and I won't have to deal with it anymore. Really? Okay. It just... I die! Okay. Okay, no more clump foliage. Dark earth, asphalt, muddy ground, light earth, there you are. Okay. Light earth, absolutely. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this or finish this on stream unless you just like watching stuff dry. Maybe that should be building 4. I numbered these buildings thinking it was going to be important. It's probably not, but I thought it would be. The door is there. Okay, so I don't think 4 goes there. There's a door there and a door there. Oh. Okay, I'm glad I double checked. Okay. We know this goes there. Whoa. I drew a line on here and it's not big enough. Really? How did I mess that up? Unless I'm thinking of a different building. No, it's got to be that one. Yeah, that's... It's okay to be all the way to the edge. But apparently this is not the right building. Huh. Okay, it's not a shop. It's not that building. It might be this built. Nope. There's supposed to be a door right there. And right there. Well, the shop would go there if I... That's appropriate because the door... No, that's a little off too. Okay, I know it's not this one. Okay, so well, luckily I didn't tile it or texture it because apparently I drew the wrong doorways. Okay, well that's okay, that's no big deal. Okay, before we do this, I want to make sure that I'm not jacking something up. So I'm going to get this, right? With this. Right. Okay, so far so good. Okay, apparently this is not the building. Okay. For some reason I was thinking that one's going to go there, which that looks good. That looks perfect. Where'd my shop go? Right here, okay. Whoops, okay, be that way. The shop is going to go there. That's no problem. But I've numbered this number 4. I don't think that's proper. I don't think that's correct. Number 3. I don't want to scream. Ah! Okay. Okay, see, this door is on the same side on both of these. It's not on this. It is on this one. It's not on that one. Okay, what about this guy right here? Ah, it is on this one. Okay. I don't have this one numbered. Yep, but I think this is the right one. I need to number these. Yep, the doorway looks good. That all looks good, right? Okay, that means these buildings, and I was going to put this building out on this road, the dirt road here. It goes over here. The 1-story building was going to go over there. So these buildings are chosen already. I'll have to number them and label the bottoms or whatever to make sure they're right. But all my other buildings are still available. So let's go ahead and see which one I want to put in there and then mark it. Okay. Well, I definitely want to put this guy right there. For sure, I'm going to have to mark that a little bit. Yeah, the doorway, the coach, the door, that all works. It just looks like it goes up on the grass a little bit, which, that's no problem. That is no problem at all. Okay, that looks good right there. So I can choose any of these buildings. I'm probably not going to choose this guy because he ain't painted, but I could always paint it later. But and this looks more like a shop, so I don't want to use that. I do want to use this one. Just like that. And I've decided not to put the tape down and peel the tape. I'm just gonna texture it with the building here and then pull the building up, and then it'll be pretty much yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do it just like this. Okay, this light is too thick. It's like I'm going to add a bunch of water, thin it out. add a couple of drops of dark brown. Hello. Okay, this is my stirring thingamajigger, and this is my paint brush-a-majigger. That's not the brush I'm going to use. Okay. That is not the brush. This is yeah, I think we're good. Okay. So, not this building. This could go back over here with the rubble buildings. And not this building, it looks like a shop. Even though I'd love me some shops. This is supposed to be a farm complex. Okay. You can see how thick that is right now. We're going to, whoa. We're going to stir this thing. Get in there deep. And you notice the brown wash that I just added? It almost disappeared. I knew it was going to disappear. I just wanted it to be a little bit darker than what it was. I didn't want to really change the color, but I did want it to be just a little bit darker. A couple more drops of wash probably wouldn't have done a bad thing. It's a dark brown Vallejo wash. Okay. I think that water is mixed in. Now, without moving the buildings, now this what am I doing? I'm already messing up. Okay, this is the walkway, not the grass. It's not too permanent. What I mean by that is when I go put the dark brown on there, it's going to blend on the edges of these walkways. Okay. Now I'm pushing it all the way up to the door. It's actually touching the model. Unfortunately. What that means is it's going to be straight, I guess, because the model is wooden and straight. And I'm going to pull the model up here in just a minute. And it doesn't have to be perfect because, of course, there's a lot of brown. Okay, the doorways are done. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind is picking up outside. Okay, only the walkways. Okay. The door is way over here. Ooh, maybe I should have taped it down or something. Cleaning up the model a little bit, not a whole lot, just basically smoothing it out. There we go. Now I can draw what I need to draw where I need to draw it. Okay, this would be the coach path. And I don't mind seeing ruts. Because like I said, coach path. I think the coach would actually come in here and not really drive out this way. This is more of a walk path. And this is a very large what do you call it? Like if I had a 15mm park bench, I would put it in here because that's kind of like a little rest area. And then it goes all the way up to the road. Okay, so ruts, wagon trail, wagon trail. Okay, that should work for this color. Now what I need to do, switch colors. Let's go ahead and wash this brush. Be right back. dark earth. All right, dark earth. Okay, now this is going to blend a little bit with the sidewalk, hopefully. And it's a little wet. I'm avoiding the walkway till the last second, right? That way I can blend it after I get all this brown down. Starting to be a little light and dark brown blend over here because of that mistake I made. But you know what? It looks good. I like it. I don't mind a little bit of earth blending. I'm just going to have to make sure that I fix it as I go. Okay. Okay. Okay, I did that just because I don't want to get brown on too much or not enough, you know? And anything that I paint brown in this stage is dirt, and there's going to be grass sprinkled in various spots. Okay, the backside looks good. Okay. We'll get into it here in a minute. I'll be putting the building down. To make sure I don't put texture under the building. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay. All right, building. Going in. In your spot. Hold you to your spot. Okay. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, someone is home. I'm hearing a car. But luckily, we're pretty much done with this anyway. Because I have to wait to let it dry before I can put grass on it. There we go. Wonderful. Okay, let's see who it is. It might be my son. Hey.
You want to leave the door open, or?
Just the screen. Yeah,
oh,
just,
okay.
Yeah, just close the screen. It is getting kind of warm in here too, so maybe I will close the door or turn the fan on. But okay, guys, that's a lot. That's a big amount of, what do you call it? Hopefully that settles down when it dries. But it also doesn't matter. I'm going to be putting grass into all these sections here. You got the walkways going up to the buildings, the doors I mean, and then you got the carriage, and that there, it's not that big of a deal because the building actually sticks out over the grass. So I'm not even concerned about that little section right there. I could always go in later and just paint it brown just to disguise it. But yeah, we got all, what do we do today? We got all the clump foliage near all the rivers and the hill slopes. We got the tufts in everywhere. And that took a long time. And then we got this, and we talked about all different kinds of things. Alright guys, well that's where I'm going to call it for this evening or this afternoon. It was a long stream. Again, remember, Sunday, check to see if we do a live stream. I might just record it, or I might do a live stream and record it. That's what I'm leaning towards, is a live stream and recording. Alright, I'll see you next time. Oh wait, we got a few comments. Let's see what we got here. Black tree design. Okay. Yep. Dan, I have the rule book on my eBay site. If you wanted to jump there and grab it, just letting you know, I do have the rule book. Thanks, Dan, and thanks for your comment about your identity. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm respectful. That's no problem. I think you can do whatever you want to do. Right? Just don't make me do something that's not real. Right? So I don't believe it's real, so don't force me to do it. But you can do what you want to do. Alright guys, I'll catch you next time.